Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Let's start with today's stories. Would I be the idiot for telling my friend the truth about his new fiancé? This was requested through my other Am I the Idiot post about not attending my best friend's engagement. I, 29 female, have been best friends with S, 29 female, since high school, 13 years. In that span of time, she has done a lot of things to make her a bad friend, and just recently, I ended the friendship. Yesterday she got engaged to J, 29 male, who she has been with for 4 years on and off. J is very kind and a man that any woman would be lucky to marry, but in my opinion S does not deserve him. Unfortunately, J doesn't know the full history of S or the things she has done to him. Before S met J, she was hopping from job to job not lasting more than 3 months. She would continuously be accused of stealing, lying, or cheating. The kicker was when she worked at different banks and used their system to screen her potential boyfriends, checking their account balance and credit scores. This is how she chose J to date and told me she would never have considered him otherwise. To be clear, J is not wealthy in the slightest but does okay. Eventually things got better for S and she started to act like a decent person for a short time, but this dragged J down. He lost his stable job on her recommendation and began to hop from job to job when she told him to. He went into debt, spoiling her while still working 12+ hours, 6 to 7 days a week, and she was either unemployed or working at minimal employment. They rented a condo that he paid for, and he had to work continuously to stay afloat while she was between jobs. She would make the excuse of staying at her parents' house because she was lonely in the condo alone, but instead slept around with an old boyfriend plus many others. She accused Jay of being a slob, not keeping house as soon as he returned from work, and completely neglecting her because of his job. He left, she kept the condo, but moved back in with her parents because she couldn't afford it. For nearly a year, S slept around but soon realized men wouldn't cater to her every demand like Jay would, so she begged her way back. Jay took her back right away because he was so depressed thinking it was his fault. Not long after he bought a condo out of pocket, and they are heading in the same direction, him working impossible hours and her not working enough while complaining about him. They got engaged yesterday and it's eating me up inside that Jay doesn't know the truth. He thinks S is the victim because that's the narrative she gives him. I have already told him he needs a prenup but he brushed it off, and S is against a prenup for obvious reasons. He says that he only wants to marry her because he can't see himself with anyone else. Some of my friends and family say it's not my business and Jay's own fault, but others say that he is not making an informed decision because he simply doesn't know. To add, I have known Jay for the entire relationship and we're decently close. Would I be the idiot if I told him the truth? Well, at this point, if everything you said is true about S, and Jay really has no idea about her cheating and schemes, even if you have ulterior motives and are romantically interested in him, tell him everything you know. Because knowing all this, and not telling him and letting him enter into a marriage with her, is cruel. I understand that there are people who think you shouldn't get involved because, A, it could end up backfiring on you, or B, because they think that deep down, Jay knows the truth about his fiancée, and will marry her anyway. But maybe it's a risk you have to take to help your friend. But please OP, be prepared for Jay gratitude, and S anger, as well as his disbelief on what you are telling him, and perhaps even the loss of his friendship. It's like I said, it's a risk you're going to take, but whatever your decision may be, you're not the idiot here. Now let's see what the comments have to say. He knows the truth. He just doesn't want to admit it and you can't save him from that. You would be the idiot. That doesn't mean it's morally wrong to tell him, just pointless. Not the idiot, OP, but don't make this your responsibility. He won't listen. If giving him one final warning that he will regret not leaving his abuser will ease your conscience, do it, then let it go. I'd love to see the logic behind trying to warn someone about their toxic spouse is somehow a whole behavior. Not the idiot. Honestly though, you have to allow Jay agency on whether he wants this information or not. So you could contact him with, "This is very hard for me to approach you. But things are weighing heavily on my mind, that there might be things you should know before marrying, but I don't know if it's my place to inform you. So I'll give you the choice whether you want to discuss things further. If not, then just ignore this message and I'll never bring it up again. Then honor his decision. You would be the idiot. He's past being convinced now. If he couldn't face the cold, hard truth, then he probably won't listen to you. Just move on from their lives, and let them figure it out. I agree with your friends. He has to see how terribly she treats him on his own. What will happen, from personal experience, is that when you fight for him to leave her, he'll likely drop you as a friend. Even though you're right, he won't see anything but her. He has to see himself, unfortunately. No idiots here. You are the idiot. In your last post, the verdict was to stay out of the mess. Seems like you can't. You want the drama. For your own good, listen to your friends, family, and even strangers on the internet. Live your life and let others be. Clarification and conclusion. I just really want to be clear that I have never had romantic feelings for Jane, nor have I hung on to S because I was stalking her. I don't know where those conclusions came from, but it was Jay that asked me to the engagement in the first place and I did not go. I have cut ties with S, and that includes removing her from all of my social media. I fully admit I should have done this sooner, but she has been my only friend for a very long time, so I guess I was scared to be even more alone. I will not be attending the wedding if it does happen, and I will not be telling Jay about any of this. Thank you all for the honest answers. I feel relieved. I hope you're enjoying the video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for kicking out one of my bridesmaids for showing up in the wrong dress? My 23 female wedding was back on Saturday, December 31st, and I'm still getting backlash from this, so I want to know if this was an a-hole move. In the country I live in, it's currently winter, and we get a fair amount of snow, so my wedding was a winter-themed wedding. The color theme was forest green and gold. My dress was obviously white, and I chose the color of my bridesmaids' dresses to be forest green as well. My maid of honor's dress was black, and everyone was to wear gold accessories. I have this friend, we'll call her Kat, that I asked to be one of my bridesmaids. When we went dress shopping and I told them the color theme I was going for, Kat immediately expressed that she thought forest green was a bad choice. She said she thinks it's not a flattering color, and thought I should choose something different and more girly. I said no because my wedding was winter-themed and I thought the color would go perfect with the theme. She suggested a pink, blue, even a red dress. I said no, but thanks for your opinion. She found out my maid of honor's dress was black and asked if she could wear black too. I said no, only my maid of honor is wearing black. I paid for all the dresses. Fast forward to wedding day, everyone's getting their hair and makeup done and Kat shows up 30 minutes late holding a bag that looked like it had a dress inside. I asked her what this was for. She told me it was for later on at the reception if she got uncomfortable and wanted to change after pictures. I was like, okay, cool. So fast forward, we're all dressed and walking down the stairs because the ceremony is beginning in 30 minutes and we were going to take some pictures before. Kat is the last person to come down and she's wearing a black dress. At the time I was preoccupied taking pictures with my parents, but my maid of honor came over to me and made me aware of the situation. I confronted Kat and asked her what was going on. She said she hates her bridesmaid dress, as the color is ugly and makes her look gross, so she's wearing black. I told her please go back and change. She refused and started walking away from me. I said I'm going to ask her one more time, and if she doesn't oblige I'm calling security and kicking her out. She began yelling at me to F off, so I called security and asked them to please escort her out. She started making a big scene yelling how I'm such a b, that I can't force her to wear anything and that I'm a horrible inconsiderate friend. The wedding went on and it was truly amazing. Ever since the wedding, Kat has been blowing up my phone with texts saying some really nasty things and asking for the money back she spent on the black dress, since it was a waste and she didn't get to wear it. I had to block her number. Some of my other bridesmaids have been giving me shit saying that it was a little harsh kicking her out and embarrassing her like that. And that maybe I should give her the money back. Am I the idiot for kicking her out? OP gives more info in the comments. She claims, because she took the tag off the dress, that now she can't return it. But I really could care less, like, that was a bold move, to take the tags off of an expensive dress, and just assume I'd let her wear it. I had already paid for the green dress. Luckily, I was able to return it, because the tags were still on it. Someone asked. We're asked to believe that Kat was the only one yelling at this point in time? That the bride whose wedding could be ruined was polite the entire time? Not likely. And OP replied. I'm simply stating what occurred. I don't think I'm painting myself in a positive light at all. Yes, I thanked her for her unwarranted opinion, paid for the dresses, and was calm and collected when speaking to her. I was not about to start yelling and screaming, making a scene at my own wedding. I simply have more class than that, but thank you for your opinion. Another person asked. Why not the middle step of demoting her from bridesmaid to regular guest? And OP say. Because I was 100% sure she would have made a scene during the ceremony or reception. And someone who calls me a witch and tells me to F off is not welcome at my wedding. Another comment say. Sidebar though, kind of a bad move to have a wedding on New Year's Eve, no? Now anytime you get together with your friends, New Year's Eve is gonna double as your anniversary, which is quite lame for your friends. And OP replied. My whole thing was I wanted to go into the new year surrounded by my close friends and family. Okay, this is one of the times I have to say, your wedding, your rules. Not only that, but you paid for the dresses. If Kat didn't like the choices you made for your wedding, or didn't feel comfortable wearing the dress you chose for her, she had every right to withdraw from the wedding party, and attend the wedding as a guest, and friend of the bride, and you would have time to find a new bridesmaid, if you wanted. But now she, not only lost a friend, but ended up being seen as the crazy one in the story, who had a hissy fit at her supposed friend's wedding. And who tried to sabotage this so-called friend's wedding, just because she didn't like the color of her dress. The dress that she agreed to wear as a bridesmaid, and that the bride herself paid for. Not the idiot OP, and you had every right to tell her to leave your wedding, after what she did. I believe that what she wanted was to enter the church, go to the altar, without you seeing her, and when you finally saw what dress she was wearing, you couldn't do anything, because the wedding was already happening. She planned this, she's the a-hole. Now let's read the comments. Not the idiot. She embarrassed herself. She agreed to wear the dress you picked out, and then deceitfully planned to change at the last moment in the hope that you just let her get away with it. She knew that you would tell her no. Think of being in a wedding as like playing a part in a play, or a ballet, or something. You get cast as bridesmaid, so you wear the costume that the artistic director has picked out for bridesmaids to wear. If you don't want to wear the costume, don't be in the show. But you can't just show up on opening night and say, I didn't like your costume choices, so I'm going to wear the same costume as this other character instead. Edit, thanks for all the love, everyone. Not the idiot, it is your wedding. If she didn't want to wear the color that you chose, she could have easily politely backed out and said she would love to attend as a guest but wasn't comfortable wearing that color. You also paid for the dress, not her, where many would complain that they are buying a dress they will never wear again. You purchased it. Waiting till the last minute in hopes of getting her way is a terrible way to treat your friends in normal times. Doing that at a wedding is inexcusable. Not the idiot. If you're going to be a bridesmaid, you have to be prepared to do what the bride wants. Kat should have declined and just gone as a guest. And no, you don't owe her anything. If anything, she owes you for the green dress that you bought that she refused to wear. Not the idiot. I have been in a couple weddings and didn't care for one of the dresses I was asked to wear, but it was her wedding, not mine, and I wanted to support her on her day, so I wore it with pride for her. She went against what you requested over and over again. Not much of a friend if you ask me. Not the idiot. Your friend clearly tried to wait until the very last moment to put on the other dress in the hopes you wouldn't make a scene and she could have her way. It's a wedding, it's about the people getting married. Your own taste doesn't matter, especially given the bride paid for the dresses, something not all brides are kind enough to do. Trying to wait until the last moment to manipulate the bride is a massive a-hole move. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.